Hi, third graders, it's Mrs. Palm. I'm going to be going over your new story for the week, Fly, Eagle, Fly. We're going to talk about your comprehension skill, which is cause and effect. We're also going to talk about your vocab words, what they are, what they mean. We're going to talk about conventions this week, which are prepositions, which you've had a little bit of practice with from your prepositional phrase poem. And then we're also going to look at your spelling words for the week and what pattern they follow. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your story, Fly, Eagle, Fly. This is about a story in a village in Africa, and a man finds a little eagle chick. And the eagle chick has been abandoned, doesn't have anybody, so he brings it back to his village, and he raises it with not my favorite thing in the world, chickens. So the eagle chick is around chickens all the time. And everybody laughs at him and makes fun of him for raising his eagle with the chickens. And when the eagle gets older, he wants it to be able to be an eagle and not a chicken anymore. So you'll read this story. It's kind of funny. I think you'll like it a lot. I like it a lot because, of course, it involves my favorite thing, which were our chickens. So this week's comprehension skill that goes along with the story is cause and effect. So we've talked about cause and effect in the past, but just some reminders about it. A cause tells why something happened, and an effect is actually what happened. So we can look for some clue words. Some of these clue words are because and so. They can help you figure out a cause and its effect, but however, not all the time this is going to happen. It's not always going to say because and so in these situations. You'll have to figure them out in your own little bit too. So an example that I have on the bottom of this page right here to tell you an example about cause and effect. Because of the coronavirus that we're currently dealing with, we are not in school. That is a cause and effect situation. There's a because and there's a so technically, but because of one thing happening, there's an effect to it, which is the result of what that cause is. So on page 292, you're going to be working with cause and effect. You're going to be reading a passage and filling in a graphic organizer to tell mostly the effects. You have 4 effects to fill in and then one cause. Sometimes it's easier for you to find the cause first. Sometimes people think it's easier to find the effect first. You can kind of tell when you're reading it, so whatever way works best for you. Just try and do what works the best. On page 292 is where you're going to be practicing that in your Readers and Writers notebook. We are also going to be talking about prepositions this week. So, a preposition is the first word in a group of words called a prepositional phrase. You made prepositional phrase poems in our science project of If I Ran the Zoo. With prepositional phrase poems, a prepositional phrase ends with a noun or a pronoun. Remember, a noun is any person, place, thing, or animal. A pronoun replaces a noun. So he, she, it, him, her. And that noun or pronoun is called the object of the preposition. So a lot of you, when you wrote your poems, you wrote things like in the woods or on the clouds. So like on the clouds, clouds would be the object of the preposition because clouds are nouns. In the woods, in is the preposition, woods is the last word in that phrase, woods is a place, that's a noun. So you were pretty familiar with those because we worked with those quite a bit when you made your poems. But in case you don't remember all of them, on page 295, there's a list of the really common prepositions that we have, and I put some right here for you as well. Ones like above, across, along, among, at, by, below, beneath, behind, off, on to, out, with, up, to, through. There's a whole bunch of them. I just put a couple other ones that you might be familiar with. So on page 295, you'll have like a full list of prepositions. We do have the list of prepositions, but I know they're probably at your stay at school folder at school, but 295 will have a whole bunch of them for you too. So you're going to be trying to find the preposition, which is one of these words or the ones on page 295. The prepositional phrase, it's normally like 3 words, like behind the tree, over the hill. It's a phrase. Remember, it's not a full sentence, it's just a couple of words. And then the object of the preposition is the noun or pronoun at the end of that 3-word phrase. So page 295, they'll be working with those in your Readers and Writers Notebook also. Your spelling words this week, we have 7 of those. So we'll start with the first one, clutched. If you've clutched something, that means you've held onto it tightly. You're holding it with a grip. If you have the word echoed, that is a repeated sound. So if you're somewhere, like I always say, we're in the tunnel and we're walking back from lunch or recess or milk break, I say, remember, you keep your voice very quiet because everything you say echoes in here. It repeats, and especially gets louder and louder the more people are doing it. If it echoed, it's repeat like a sound. A gully. A gully is more of like a ditch, I would say. It's kind of in, around here we don't really have what you would classify as a gully, but we could say a gully is more like a ditch. Reeds are tall grasses. You might see reeds at the lake, like in a slough, or like in parts of the lake where it looks kind of pondy with like cattails and stuff. Those really tall grasses that are coming out of the water, those are reeds. Scrambled. If you scramble over something, you're going through it or over it quickly. You're going fast. Thatch. Thatch is to use straw or leaves as a roof. So we don't do that here, but in villages, in different countries, like in your story, this story takes place in a village in Africa, and you'll look at the pictures of the story, you'll see that the huts and the homes are kind of made out of straw and leaves. Those roofs are called thatch. They're using straw or leaves to make the roof, not like the kind of roofs that we have here. And then a valley. So a valley, if you are saying that you like walk from the mountain, you go down into the valley, that's the low part. We live in what's called the Red River Valley, so we are no stranger to hearing this word, but it's not up high. A valley goes, it's down low. So those are your vocab words. Page 294 works with those as well, so you'll be able to see those. And then you have the definitions on your family times as well. The last thing we're going to talk about are your spelling words for this week. They all have 2 things in common. Number 1, they are all 2-syllable words. So when you find a syllable, remember, we usually clap it out. So if I have the word, let's say sample, for example, sample, you can see where you have to clap it out, and where you clap it out is where you split it in the middle. So all of these words are 2-syllable words, first of all, and they all follow a pattern, a vowel, consonant, 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 vowel pattern. So it's a vowel, 3 consonants, and a vowel, somewhere in the word in that order. It doesn't always start that way. Sometimes it's in the middle. So they are 2-syllable words that are following the vowel, consonant, 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 vowel pattern. So let's look at 2 of the words I have for example here, like monster. If you clap or tap out monster, monster. You can see where I divided it right there, 2 syllables. And you can also see right over here where the vowel, consonant, 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 vowel pattern falls. It's not the beginning, it's in the middle of the word. Same with the word control. I would say control. Split it between the N and the T, that's 2 syllables. Then as you can see over here, same as the first word, we're not starting with the first letter, but we find the vowel, consonant, 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 vowel pattern in the word. So you have 15 spelling words as usual, and then you'll know that your test, when you take your test this week, the bonus words are going to follow the vowel, consonant, 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 vowel pattern. So be looking for that in your words. Clap them out, tap them out, whichever you need to do to make sure you're spelling it the right way. Because if you have more than 2 syllables, then you're going to be writing more letters and you're not going to get them right. So make sure that you are studying your words on your family times. On page 296 in your Readers and Writers Notebook, you'll be getting some practice with those also. And just like before, if you have any questions, have Mom and Dad email them to me. Otherwise, keep working hard. Use all of the stuff in your Readers and Writers notebook and on the practice worksheets to help you get ready for your tests when you take them. And then have Mom and Dad just send them to me, and we will hopefully get to see you guys soon. Okay, see you later.